Hey guys, it is Megan up at Camp Sunshine, and I'm stuck in my little corner here in our not so much of a kitchen. And I am in the process of quickly making my beef bone broth. And I realized I have my YouTube video showing how to make my chicken bone broth, but beef bone broth is super important as well. And as I mentioned, discovered that broth has protein in it beyond all of the other nutritional and mineral, like it just is really good for you. You can Google it. I'm not sciencey, but I am kind of midway through the process. So I'm going to try, someday I'm going to figure out how to set up a whole camera. Okay, so I have taken, so we have half of a cow that we purchased from the guy who has his cows on the property next to us. And as a result of that, I get many, many packages of beef bones to be used in making soups and broths. So otherwise you have to go to the store and just find them, but they're very easy to find. So what I have just done is I start out by roasting the bones. Hold on. Okay, so it adds an amazing flavor to your bone broth that you're going to be making. But it also loosens up all of the collagen and the other things that are really, really good for you. So I have cooked that at 425 degrees. Dang it, I want all of this into here. So hold on just a second, bear with me. Okay, so I cooked that at 425 degrees for approximately 45 minutes. And I have now plunked it into this pot here that I had already pre-prepared with, let's see, we have a whole bunch of onion butts. We've got some carrots, we've got some celery that was so on its way out. And then I am going to put a couple of chunks of fresh ginger and fresh turmeric in here. Not so much turmeric, just because I know that Sean doesn't love it so much. Definitely changes the flavor. So I will cut those up and put them in here. The other thing that I always add, hold on. I'm so good at this. Is be sure to add a tablespoon or two of apple cider vinegar. It is imperative in the process of breaking down, again, that bone marrow and all the other things that are in the bones that are going to be so nutritionally valuable to us. So then I fill it up with water. And I add salt and pepper to taste. I start out usually with about with this size pot, I start out with a tablespoon of Himalayan pink salt. That's important. Google it. What kind of salt you eat is really, really important. So, and salt is very, very important to your health and well-being. So Google that as well. I'm going to tell everybody to Google everything. So I will fill this with water and then I will put it on the burner. I will bring it to not quite a boil. I was always told that if you boil it, it will make it bitter. I don't know. But just beginning to boil, and then turn it down and turn the burner down. And I let it sit on the back burner on a low temperature for 24 hours, sometimes even longer. And then we strain it, and we usually eat whatever vegetables are in here because they will be delicious. We try to salvage some of the meat from the bone for Spanky. We do not give him the bones because partly at this point they'll be very brittle because they've roasted and all of that, but also he'll just eat it and it'll get stuck in his body. So, and I think that's it. Oh, usually I add fresh garlic as well, but I don't happen to have any. And I mentioned I'm gonna, no, they're not. I'm not gonna add any of my mushrooms. Okay, so yeah, so when I said I was gonna add garlic is really dry. I will probably, let's see, I'll probably do like that amount. And all I do is just, I'm gonna roughly peel it and then put cut a couple chunks and just drop it in there and let that sit and steep. And those are, I don't know where my turmeric is, but I'm going to do the same thing with a knob of turmeric. If you know the source and you know it's really, really clean, you could just dump it in like this. And as I said, for about 24 hours, strain it. And then we don't have a canning, so I freeze them, but I go through them pretty quickly. But if you were to can, you can jar these up and store them shelf safe for I don't know how long. Why don't you Google that too? So that is how I make the bone broth. There you go. Hope everybody has a great day.